what are the problems that are popping up in your life that you having to deal with on a regular basis?
Being overworked is a big one. Anytime I'm tired, I'm disposed to the weaknesses that I carry. That's when the anger would surface. That's when the lack of discipline to take a couple deep breaths and not panic would happen. So if I'm overworked, then things start happening. Stress starts to happen without that balance. So lately I've been going really, really hard, and it's kind of in the sense of like the opportunity cost of not playing right now is too high, and then in a couple of years we're gonna have kids and everything's gonna slow down, but I really have to have discipline and stick to that idea. You know, I can't just like be one of these people that says I'm gonna work really hard now and then live the good life at the end. I have to make sure I do that, or not even at the end, in a few years. So hopefully 35 isn't the end. So yeah, the biggest problem with me is always working on that balance of letting off the throttle of poker and taking enough time to work on the things that, the damage that I carry.
And how do you switch off? How do you battle those anger demons and quiet them down? What is preventing you from booming and having a deep breath?
Like I said, the most important thing's definitely been the help of my girlfriend. She's also, we're both avid with meditation, exercise, zooming out. You know, I was talking to Jungle Man about this yesterday, actually. It's just like, as simple as it is, just a few times a day, just zoom out of your situation and think about how it's like we're sitting by the sea right now in Montenegro. You know, I was just playing some nosebleed tournament and this and that. It's just like an amazing life. And if I would have been talking to my 21-year-old self and been like, dude, you know, you're going to be doing this, I would have been so stoked. So just zoom out, take a deep breath.
Yeah, it's very important to just, meditation is really important, I think.
It's enormous.
I mean, when you said to me yesterday, I'm just going to go and meditate and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to win this thing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, the world is definitely changing. Yeah. There would have been a time where it was a break and someone had just been on their mobile phone for 2 minutes playing some poker and then be back there again.
Yeah, no, not me. Like, just wake up and jump in the sea and sit down and meditate. Those things just bring me, they bring me fulfillment, you know, and gratitude. Just being so stoked about how pretty this bird was. I was sitting outside today and this beautiful like yellow bird landed beside me, and I was sat there for about a minute staring at that thing, and I was just like, yeah, that's kind of the point of being alive, is just to appreciate something like that.
Yeah, no, I like that. Before 2018 started, did you have one particular goal in mind that you wanted to accomplish, and have you accomplished it?
No, I'm very disciplined in my life. That is one thing I'm good at. You know, I'm very disciplined with my diet and my habits. So I don't need the big goals in front of me. I do, I guess, visualize things, what I think is the right direction for me to head. But I'm never like, okay, I'm going to play 35 tournaments, or I'm going to play 60 hours of cash games this week, or whatever. It's more just like be in line with what you want, and then every day have tons of different little tiny goals that you work on achieving, rather than just the big giant thing. Maybe that's a mistake, but that is the way I do it.
So not, you know, like a vision board, writing down in your journal type of guy.
No, I'm not.
You kind of know where you're going.
Exactly. I don't need to make this much money. I don't need to acquire this much of anything. It's just more like go step by step and make sure every decision I make is plus EV. That's really it.
And what makes poker so important to you?
Well, it's been kind of the conduit to all of this, not just financial freedom, but just to, like I said, enlightenment through meeting great people. That happened to be my thing. I'm sure there's 100 other things I could have done and they would have worked out great, but this happened to be, in this simulation, this was my thing. So I'll forever be grateful that I found that. I know that when you're young, whenever I was in college, I really had no clue what I wanted to do, you know? So just to fall into something that you like to do and you could actually make a living at was really special. So I'll always have love for it.
Are there any risks, you know, that you're not taking now that you should be?
I'm hardly ever guilty of that.
I was listening to you yesterday playing, and I could tell that there's no worries on that score. I mean, it's one of the plus points of being a great poker player, right? You need it, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you have to be able to draw a line of, you know,
Has it always been like that? Have you always been like that, or did poker kind of sharpen that kind of thing for you?
I've always been a kind of, you needed to keep that side of me in check. You know, I was the kid that wanted to jump off the roof of the house into the grass, or off the cliff into the lake, or whatever. I wouldn't even necessarily say thrill seeker is the right word. I don't think it is, but just to kind of always push the boundaries a little bit. I'm Jason Koon, and I am High Stakes Poker.